What is up, everybody? Back again with another video. In this video, I haven't done something like this for quite a long time, but it is another big haul video. And really, it opens up a new project because recently I was able to get the UCS Java's sail barge. I also have the UCS Cantina to build. And let's just say I kind of really got into the trend of I want to get some aliens. I want to eventually have a display, space permitting. I don't know if the space I'm willing to put it at will be big enough, but I guess I'll find out when I finally get to building the sail barge and cantina. And those will probably be future live streams along the way. That's pretty much what this video is going to be about, and I'll get right into it here now. This was actually a newer order I made, surprisingly. I thought it was one that was shipped today. I thought that was a new one, but as you can see, I did not expect this one actually to be in already because I honestly ordered so much, did not expect. So you can see that is a Talia, and what I'm going to do is to build up my Imperial army. I'm trying to get more like officers, so I'm going to get a bunch of Talias since they're cheaper options, place the head since it comes with the hat as well, and then I have some dual molded legs, so it will actually look like she has boots. Open it up even further because if you know the other figure that is a part, oh, I didn't realize she came with a gun too. Did not expect her to come with a gun, but the pistols are pretty common nowadays. Something else is recently I was going through a bunch of my figures and I realized that somehow, some way, I ended up with a pre-Vizsla helmet. Now I think I remember now, got it from eBay for pretty cheap. And so I decided to buy the rest of the parts since he is an expensive figure. The only thing I won't have is a actual, like, the cape or pauldron piece. That's a custom I have on it, but I decided to get the actual torso here. Eventually I'll have to see in further detail to make sure there's no cracks or anything, so that would be interesting to figure out when I go through it. And then I also got the legs, since the one I was using had knockoff torso and knockoff legs, and the head was just a regular Mandalorian head that was actual Lego. So I decided to basically make the complete version minus the cop, well, minus the cape. I don't know why I said cop, that was a big screw up, but I decided to get these to actually basically have him 100% complete, and it kind of makes it a more rare figure in my collection, and that's something different. So I'll move on to the next package. That's pretty much went on with this one. So I did actually get a bunch of Imperial Guards because I do not have a bunch of them. Even though when I was going through my figures recently, I think I had a little more than I expected, but I think it's still in the single digits. But after this, especially if another order came in, I should be at least in double digits. So I got 2 so far here, and then 3 from the same person, and then a 4th from the same person. And then another thing was, it's kind of after Jawas because, as I mentioned, probably gonna make a whole Tatooine scene. And the main primary reason is I decided to go on and get this guy. And that pretty much wraps it up with that order, so I'll get into the next package, which will be this one. And from the previous package, kind of continues the haul, so I decided to get 1 Royal Guard, 2, and then a 3rd one, and that pretty much wraps it up for the Royal Guards, at least from whatnot, I believe. And then I picked up one of the newest Stormtroopers, so I'm trying to build up this army. And then I decided to pick up another Scout Trooper. I don't really have many of the newer version of Scout Trooper with the black arms. I do have a lot of the snow version, but not this one, so it's nice to include him. I think this may be my 3rd or 2nd one. I think it's the 3rd though. And then, like I mentioned, kind of going after more officers. And the main reason was I picked up another type of alien, and that pretty much wraps up this whatnot order. Now onto one of the many other packages. And pretty much the reason I went after this one wasn't for this figure, but I'll get into the main reason I got what I got from the store. But I got this one, which is one of the Praetorian Guards from the actual Mandalorian, because as we know, Lego and it only included 2 in the one set, and really there should be 3. And that's the reason I picked up this one, was to have an extra, and I thought it was a pretty good price. I got a head for Magneto because the whole reason is maybe bad combination because I got a knockoff one and I kind of want to turn him partially into a Lego one. So I got an actual helmet for him and I got an actual head. So I replaced the head. So you can see it's a little too lowered for the face print compared to the helmet. So hopefully the actual Lego head and Lego helmet will fix that issue. And this one should be good to go. And another main reason was this guide. It was kind of easier to and more affordable to actually buy him broken down. So I have his legs coming and his head. This was another one of those skiff guards from a previous set. That pretty much wraps up that package. I'll get into the next package. This next one was pretty small, but it's actually quite an old package. I needed this one because I got a DeLorean that was used. Some stickers, the placements kind of bother me, so I kind of got this sticker to replace the one, and to just make it worth it, I got another Talia. Like I said, eventually I'll replace the head and the legs with dual molded legs and really vary up the officers going on, since I do want to build up that side of things. I'll move on to the next package. So this next one, the main reason I really got it, and this was another BrickLink haul, and I really got it for this version of Babe 14. I almost forgot his name for some reason, but the main concerning part is that there was an actual figure included in this lot, which I kind of just added on, and no description whatsoever that there was scratches all on the helmet. There's some black print that's literally kind of like beat up here on the back, and I really just add these guys on, but that's just something that scares me, especially since they were kind of just freely thrown in the package. These two though seem to be pretty good, and the reason I really got 3 snow troopers was because one, kind of want to build up the first order army behind the scenes just slowly over time. It's not my main focus. And then I also got one of the actual heavy first order stormtroopers. I'll look more into the condition behind scenes, but I decided to get one of them. And last but not least, as I said, I was trying to get some more heads to replace the heads on the Talias that when I get them in. I may not use the Mandalorian one. I don't know yet. I might use it, might not. But it's just one I threw in there. So you can see I got this head, and then I got this head right here, which was kind of, I think, Dumbledore. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. I don't know if he's Lord of the Rings or the other one. Kind of get those two mixed up, but I got one of those heads, and he'll potentially all 3 will become officers, maybe not, pretty much that order. So I'll get into the next package. This pretty much is going to be a big one, as you can see, towards the Tatooine project, because I actually got 3 sand troopers right here. Should all be in good condition, which I'll figure out for myself behind scenes, because I don't want to rage quit on camera. So if they're not in good condition, you guys will not know. And then I also got a 4th one. So just to add more on Tatooine, got another Rodian here. Forgot his exact name. Can't remember all their names specifically, but I decided to get him and throw him on, or at least around the cantina. And then I believe her name is Suji. I don't have her in the collection, so it's nice to add her, and I'll throw her also on Tatooine. I'm probably gonna have to determine behind the scenes how many figures I actually put on that display, once again, space permitting, if it even works out. And then I got another Jawa. There we go. I think it's the same as the first one. I think technically throughout all these packages I will have 2 different versions, but here is the one. I think it does match the one from earlier. So nice to have more Jawas. And then something small was I ordered one of these hats because I have this penguin figure, so now he is complete. And then I got another pirate, or like skiff guard in general, to add to the skiff, or skiffs should I say, or Java sail barge, to make it more crowded. So there we go. He should be in good condition, which I'll see for myself later on. And then I got this guy. I think this one guy was from the sequel trilogy. I know, maybe seems kind of a different figure or out of place character, but I'll add him around Tatooine as well, or the cantina, because I feel like he does actually fit, at least to my opinion. So I got him. I can't remember his name. I know it's a really complicated name, so I definitely probably couldn't remember it anyway. So there he is, and that wraps it up for that BrickLink order. Looks like there's two different versions of Tusken Raiders, so this continues on with the Tatooine theme that I'm going on. So I got one there, that's the one, I guess you can say armor band, whatever you want to call it, strap version. So at least got one of those. And then here's another one strap version. So far, two Tusken Raiders of that version from this store. And then here's a third one as well. Really adding on to my Tusken Raiders. As you can see, I'm gonna have a small army, very small, but an army nonetheless. And then here is a fourth one, same version. And then here's a fifth one of the same version. And I think that pretty much is all for the Sand People. Yes, it is, or Tusken Raiders. Actually, it is not all of that version. And then there is the actual two straps going across. So I got one of that version. So a total of at least, let me see here, what did I just say? 6 Tusken Raiders from this haul. I'll push this one over there. And then I also got some of the Jawas, and looks like I actually got 2 different versions of Jawas as well. So I'll try to keep them separate. Here we go. So here is this version. Got one again, as you can see, they took the hands out just like they did Tusken Raiders. There's one of the Jawas there of that version. And then here is a second version of that Jawa. So 2 total from this already. And then here is a third one, 2 straps. And then that's it with that version Jawa, but actually got 2 more here. Here is another different version. I think this is more of kind of like the classic version. Can't really remember all my Jawas. Here is a second version of that one. So a total of actually 5 Jawas in total. And to wrap up this order, I got one of these guys as well from the sequel trilogy. May not fit in the best, but I think he will fit in actually pretty good with the Tatooine scene. So here he is, since he's actually on another sandy planet called Jakku, as we all know. Now let's get into the next package. Actually, this one will come to your future order, so I don't really want to mention it yet, but it'll go to some figures weapons. So I at least got 4 of those bar pieces. And then this figure also, or these 2 figures also have not been brought up yet, but there's a reason I got 2 black ones. There's a second one behind it, but it's stacked on top of the one another, so I got 2 of those. And then I got a couple of Talias, because why not? Once again, I'll replace the heads and the legs and have 4 different officers here. So you can see there was actually more figures included, and I don't know if that one's actually free. That one says free, so that'd be pretty darn cool. And that's it with this package, and I'll get into the next one here. Funny enough, the bars I literally just showed, the reason I got those bars were in this next package here. So I'll just start with the weapons. Once again, kind of slowly get into it. It's because I did pretty sure these are not the right bars, but that's all the store had. It's supposed to be one size bigger, and I got these because they did have them. So I was like, why not just get the bars as well to see if they're the right size, but I was pretty positive they were not. So I got 4 of those, and I only had one of these figures before. But now after the barge and then these, I should have at least 5 to my knowledge. So I got one here of the Gamorrean Guard. And then I got a second. And then if you really pay attention to how many axes were there, here's a third. And here is a 4th. So very nice to get all those. Should be in good condition once again, since they're all taken apart, and that's what they were listed as, was new. So I'll see if they actually were telling the truth, which it seems like they were. But that pretty much is all that package. And now I'll have, like I said, a total of really 6. I think I said 5 literally just a few seconds ago, but I actually have 6, because one from the Boba's throne room, and then one from the sail barge. So I should have 6 total. I don't know if the sail barge one's really any different, and these are from the actual throne room, so they were obviously cheaper. But that's going to wrap up that package. As you can see, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 remaining. I'll save the Halloween one just because I feel like it's fitting for the very ends, and I know this one's a pretty decently old package that I have just yet to open. So I'll get into the black one that you can't really see here on screen. And then after that one, there will be one remaining. Funny enough, these last two are actually well-known people within, I guess you can say, a Lego community or whatnot community. And the first one here is actually from Maddie's Minifigs on Whatnot. And I decided to pick up one of these astromechs because I do not have him. Also, he's very fitting for the scene that I'm building. And then another one I'll throw in there as well is almost like the same style, but is the yellow one. Decided to pick them up, and I believe this one went through the auction and this one was a buy it now. So I decided to pick those two up. And pretty much besides that, everything else is the same in a way. So I decided to pick up 10 of the new stormtroopers to add to the army. They do not come with weapons, but I'm pretty sure I have enough weapons to add to them, whether it's actual Lego weapons or knockoff weapons, which are stormtrooper blasters. So I add those with them in the future. They should all be in good condition. And I won 2 giveaways somehow, some way. I literally don't win giveaways, so it's kind of crazy to win 2 in the same stream. And I probably could have won more if I stayed longer, but I got 2 card packs, and it was either between card packs that you could win or figures, but it was 2 card packs. And I'll actually throw these in with a future video I have, which actually I've been having a bunch of card packs setting out just off to the side, which I've been meaning to make a video over for Ninjago and Star Wars, but it would be a series of multiple videos because there's a lot of card packs to open. So I'll be glad to add these into that video. And that's pretty much it when it comes to Maddie's minifigs on Whatnot in the order I had. So I'll get into my last one here, which was from Life Bricks on his BrickLink. So actually he threw in, he actually put in one of the actual card sleeves, like one of the thick ones. And it is a gold Chewbacca. I did not expect that one bit whatsoever. So definitely check him out. I know he hasn't really been active on his personal YouTube, but he's been active on Instagram and on live streams in general, such as ACOB. So I'm really glad to get it. Technically, it's my first gold since I haven't opened up any of the other card packs, which I'm not sure if the ones I have even have the gold cards, but I'm pretty positive they do. This is a really cool and unexpected inclusion. I also got a bunch of other things from stores. Probably why I threw it in, but I knew he was going to throw in a card pack. And I'll throw it on into another future video because a lot of the card packs I do have actually were from him. Besides, I think the other half was from actually Maddie's Minifigs and the other half was actually from him. So it's kind of crazy how things end up working out. So there is another card pack I'll add to that video. And 2 figures that actually are kind of oddballs, I guess you can say, for the rest of the order is I decided to pick up a Ninjoid. Because why not? Even if you may not be a Ninjago fan, these Ninjoids are pretty darn cool. I really just get the figures off to the side slowly over time. And a lot of the ones I did pick up have been from Life Bricks recently or Tyler. So that's nice to get another Ninjoid to add to the collection. And one figure I actually was eyeing up on his store, which he did not have on there, but then I messaged him about it and he had many behind the scenes, was a Hobgoblin. Marvel is another one of those things I kind of just pick up the figures behind the scenes, although there's definitely some of the bigger sets that tempt me, and I do have I think maybe 1 or 2 Marvel sets, technically more, but the others were not worth building, so I just parted those out. But I decided to pick up Hobgoblin just because I thought he was a very cool minifig and a decent price, because when I got all these figures, Tyler I think was having 20% off or 25%. Actually, it might have been 50% off. I can't remember. It was something crazy and insane, so I had to pick them up. So I decided to get Hobgoblin there. And let's just do some smaller things just because. Well, one, picked up 2 more heads here to replace the heads for the Talias that I have for the future, or obviously with me currently from this haul video. So there's 2 heads I decided to get. I think those are kind of the more expensive heads, and the cheaper heads were these. So I got one of these, which I think was like a Han Solo head or just one of the common like stormtrooper heads. And then I picked up another head, which I think this is another familiar one. I just can't remember. I think that might be another Dumbledore, or maybe not. Can't remember. And then here's another kind of just like common stormtrooper head. At least I believe so. Can't remember. I think it is. But I got those, and they say used, but they're in pretty good condition. I already know, because that's how Tyler works. Then here, I don't really want to open up right now on camera, but I think I either got 1 or 2 of the Moff Gideon capes that are the red on the inside and black on the outside to replace the one on the new Moff Gideon set when he's in the actual Mandalorian armor. So I got him a cape because he actually wore the cape, and he did not have one in the Lego set, which I still do not have, just because I don't know, the price is kind of turning me away, but partially makes me want to get it because of the cool figs. So I at least got at least 1 of the capes, and I think I only got 1 and not 2. Then another thing is, I believe I picked up 20 of the dual molded legs to replace the ones for future Talias or the current Talias. So that is pretty cool. All good condition. So finally got all the legs out of the way. All the heads I think I still am short of to replace all, and all the Talias still have decent amount to get, but I think I'm at least halfway there, if not a little bit over it. And another thing I picked up after I ordered, I was like, why not? I might as well go after another Shadow Trooper, or whatever you want to call it, because there's many different versions of the Shadow Troopers that have been made, such as the older version with silver eyes, the more kind of like Legends one, which was the gray and silver armor, and then there's this one which came with the old dropship. And then, as you saw a long time ago, I mentioned how I got 2 of those pauldrons that were black. It is because, like I said, there's like 50% off, and you're never gonna see that for Sand Troopers. So I decided to do that and then get some of the capes, because technically I'm still paying less than I would have if I bought the full figure with the black one already. So I picked up 2, just to replace the pauldrons is what I'm doing, in order to actually technically have 3 of them, since I'll have another in the actual cantina. And then I have see one of these guys in the cantina as well, so technically I'll have 3 of the ones with the black pauldron once I replace it, and then 1 commander or whatever you want to call it. So that's very nice. Overall, I'm very glad with this haul, and I'll wrap up this video here now. So as you saw, I definitely had a lot that I actually got from this haul. Really, it was just packages that I ordered. I let it build up just to make a long enough video that was actually worth your time watching, and to make it more entertaining, just to see all the variety of things I got, because there definitely was a large variety and a lot of unexpected things. Great packaging, at least for some. And the news for you guys is you don't have to go over the figures behind the scenes. That's something I'll do after this video, is actually check to make sure they're in good condition or as described, which they should be, because most of them, and I'm pretty sure all of them, literally just said used, and that was pretty much the only description that was on the ones I looked at. So everything seemed to be in decent condition just by barely looking over, besides that one snow trooper from the first order. So that one's probably going to be the one concerning one when I look over the full order. But yeah, I'm definitely glad to have the free things I got, the nice packaging, and all these figures to potentially add to future scenes or future armies, or just collections, since see there's at least 1 Ninjago figure within all this. I'm like stumbling on my words, but I'm really glad to have gotten all this and to be fortunate enough to get all those packages for future projects or just future things in general. A lot of the things I'm gonna build up slowly over time. It's just what I do. I see deals, or I just kind of go on a little spree and purchase stuff. But for now, I think I'm gonna be kind of like holding off on when I buy. There's a lot of things I'm trying to sell currently on my Instagram. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe down below for more future content. But until then, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.